simplest way to buy a property in New York City. Basically, a condo, if you have cash, you can basically buy a condo. Their condos are more expensive than co-ops. They're only like 30% in the city, and I mean in New York City, versus 70% of co-ops. So they're more expensive than co-ops, but they're more liberal, as far as if you want to rent them out, you can basically rent them out without asking, only asking the management, the permission, it's not like you have to go through the board, like a co-op. In a co-op you do have to go through the board in order to rent them out. You can only rent them out at certain periods. I'm talking about co-ops. Sometimes 2 out of 5 years. Sometimes you have to wait up to 3 years. So as far as investment purpose, it's better to buy a condo. But now we see more co-ops that have liberal sublet policies. So right now it's a 50-50 basically as far as investment purpose, right? I was saying that condos are usually more expensive. Just keep that in mind. Condos usually look like more modern buildings that you see in the city. Those big towers. These are usually condos, and co-ops are more like pre-war buildings. Also, when you buy a condo, you have to pay monthly taxes and monthly common charges. And when you buy a co-op, you only basically pay a maintenance where the taxes are already included. Okay? What else can I tell you?
But the maintenance goes up a lot with the co-ops, more than it would go up in the condos.
Maybe not a lot more. It depends on which co-ops. But usually, yes, the maintenance goes higher in co-ops than condos. But the higher standard, yes.
So here's the way to look at the increase in the monthly charges. Buildings have a wear cycle. So buildings that were constructed in the 60s and 70s, they generally have around a 30-year life cycle when things start getting tired and things need to be replaced. At that time, whether it's a co-op or a condo building, think about every building is a life unto itself. So whenever the co-op board or the condo board needs to do capital improvements, they have to get the money from somewhere. So where they're going to get it from? Either from the reserve account, because for co-ops, every time you sell a co-op, most co-op buildings have something called a flip tax, which means that the seller has to pay a fee to the building, part of their profit. So that money goes towards a reserve account. They're building the reserve. The other way the co-op or condo board can get money is by something called raising an assessment. So depending on what projects need to be done, depending on how old the building is, that will determine how much your monthly charges will go up. It's not necessarily that they're going to go up more because you're a co-op or a condo. It's impacted by the age of the building and what work needs to be performed. Now, assuming both types of buildings are the same, co-op, condo, no different, what is going to impact your monthly charges are the amenities. If, like for example, in these new condo buildings, there are a lot of amenities because that's the draw. People's lifestyle is now they want to have everything in-house. They want to have their gym, their creche. Correct, and that's why a lot of these new buildings, especially in Brooklyn, are being sold with as many amenities in it as possible, because that's the only way these developers are realizing their price, because the cost of building today is such that they have to come in at a certain price.
And this is why Brooklyn has seen a tremendous increase in price range. Now you get certain neighborhoods in Brooklyn, they're just as expensive or even more expensive than some neighborhoods in the city, Manhattan.
True. And as a result, there are new neighborhoods that are opening up. So for example, some real estate companies are starting to open offices in areas that they would not normally go to. Generally, sorry, no disrespect meant, but they're opening in new areas, they're finding new pockets of business. Bronx is a relatively new story. Bronx has got hot, I would say, in the last 2 years.
Yeah, we're gonna talk
There's
about
a lot
the,
of speculation in
booming
Bronx.
neighborhoods in the city and in Brooklyn, yeah. So, yeah, let's talk about also, so let's finish up with this subject about why buying a condo, why buying a co-op. So, I just have some handouts here that everyone will be welcome to take.
Would you like me to hand them out?
Yeah, for whoever's interested in buying either a condo or co-op. Yeah.
Who pays the flip tax?
The
Buyer
seller
or
does.
seller?
It's usually the seller, yes.
And how much is usually?
It varies by
Depends.
building.
It depends of which apartment you buy or in which
Like,
building.
you know,
It can be
certain
2%, it can be
percentage.
5%. I just sold a co-op in Fort Wayne, Brooklyn, where the flip tax was like a 14%, but the owner lived there for like 30 years. So that was a one-off. Okay. So it really depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for a place where you know you're gonna stay for a long time, right? And if you like those pre-war buildings, I would advise you to buy a co-op, right? Because once again, it's cheaper. If you're looking for a place that's a little more modern, where you are planning to use it for investment, I would advise you to buy a condo. Okay? We also have like condos. Condos, you might have seen the name. A condo is a co-op that has condo rules. Okay, so if you see the name, just remember that a condo is a co-op that has condo rules, which is liberal as far as subletting.
So from a financing point of view, so condos, there are a small number of them, but a huge benefit as a condo is, as Patrick said, they have liberal rental guidelines. So they are treated like condos. However, from a financing point of view, they're considered co-ops. So what that means is you don't pay a mortgage recording tax. Mortgage recording tax is just under 2% of the amount you borrow.
Right.
So if you're getting a mortgage for $1 million, the mortgage recording tax on that is it's like it's high.
Yeah,